Like this video to support. Join our YouTube family now and never miss out on epic content, entertainment, and surprises. Hit that subscribe button. Let's start. Spoiler alert.
Spencer, Fridge, Martha, and Bethany have all gone to college since their life-changing event, but they have stayed in touch via our group chat. They all intend to meet up again in Brantford around the holidays. Spencer has more difficult time adjusting to his new life in New York, suffering in school and just scraping by at a retail job. He has also broken up with Martha because of his insecurities. Spencer goes home with his mother and grandfather Eddie. Spencer talks with Eddie about his pals and how things are going for him. Spencer reminisces on his experience in Jumanji at night, going into the basement to retrieve the console he salvaged, as well as a broken game cartridge. Fridge, Martha and Bethany meet at Nora's restaurant for brunch the following morning. As scheduled, meanwhile, Eddie is visited by the old friend Milo Walker, who Eddie is not delighted to see. After realizing that Spencer has not been heard from, the three buddies proceed to his house. Eddie recognizes the Fridge from when he and Spencer were youngsters, allows him in. Fridge also knows Milo because Nora's was once as Milo and Eddie's, as the two owned restaurant before Milo sold it to the new manager, causing a schism between him and Eddie. The buddies seek for Spencer until they hear Jumanji drum beats. Terrified, they walk to the basement where what Spencer resembled the console. They know he returned to the game and that they need to go fetch him. The game then begins to suck them, only Bethany remains behind. Martha returns to the forest as her avatar, Ruby Roundhouse. She finds Dr. Smolder Bravestone, believes it is Spencer, but it is actually Eddie. Milo has also joined the game as a mouse Finbar, and Fridge has become Shelley Oberon, much to his dismay. Martha and Fridge, next to the explanation of Eddie and Milo, they are at video game. Martha saves Eddie from being devoured by a hippo, but as Fridge narrates to them, he is eaten by a giant snake and loses one of his lights. The group suddenly notices a plane in the sky and pursues it. Nigel Blingsley picks up the group and describes a new Jumanji experience. An evil warlord known as the Jargon the Brutal has stolen the Falcon Jewel, which promotes growth in the land of Jumanji but now has caused a drought in absence. Jargon is also the one who murdered Dr. Bravestone's parents when he was a child. To save Jumanji, the party must recover the jewel and hold it up to the sun. However, Nigel points out that not everyone will make it out of this game this time. Nigel drops the gang of the desert so they can bring their journey. They all examine their skills, nothing that they have new ones, such as linguistics for Mouse and nunchucks for Ruby. But Fridge is irritated because Shelley lacks good skills. Bravestone's new vulnerability is only referred to as Switchblade. They come upon an ostrich, and Milo uses Mouse's zoology knowledge to look up information about the creature. Unfortunately, he is hesitant to convey that ostriches' herds are dangerous, as Eddie discovers when he is chomped by one while attempting to face it. A herd appears and follows the group, forcing them to mount ATS in order to escape. Eddie drives and the group off cliff to avoid the ostriches, but they only just make it to the other side. The group makes it to the oasis where Nigel has told them to look for a fruit called Jumanji berry. They locate Jargon and the goons with the diamond. The gang realizes Spencer has a new avatar. They catch him outdoors and he tells them that he misses the feeling he did previously, that he feels lost away from home. Suddenly, the group is discovered by a woman who is a former flame of Bravestone. She informs them on where to find the berry but cautions about her husband Switchblade. Martha and Fridge set off to find the berries, while Eddie utilizes his new physique to battle off saucers of nasty villains. Martha rushes over to the tree where the fruit is, but she falls into a bright pool of water. Fridge pulls her out and trade bodies. Fridge admires his ruby form and tests out her skills before falling into the water with the trade bodies again. They return to get Eddie after beating everyone, but they are spotted by Switchblade and his goons. They manage to get away from Oasis with the berry. Though by riding camel, Milo was able to converse with, but Switchblade launches a rocket that kills entire party. Back in the real world, Bethany visits Alex Berk's home to discover a way back to Jumanji. The gang moves on, but Eddie and Milo continue to fight, prompting Eddie to strike Milo so hard that he hits a boulder and is crushed, leaving him only one more life. They continue traveling until they reach a series of bridges that begin to will. After determining the timing, the group skips across the bridge, but they are quickly pursued by wild mandrills. One of them throws Martha down a bridge while the other escape and hop to the other side. Eddie cuts the rope and drowns the mandrills below. Even as they reach the opposite side, the mandrills surround them, but they are scared off by Alex's return as Slappin' Mandong and Bethany as Cyclone the horse. They also bring the group some worn garments. As they discuss the next move, Eddie and Milo rekindle their friendship, and Milo discloses to Eddie that he returned after such a lengthy absence because he has an unnamed illness and does not have much time. Spencer witnesses and is motivated by the couple's eventual reconciliation. Fridge then unintentionally leans backwards and falls over a hill, but this leads the group to a river that contains the same water that caused Fridge and Martha to trade bodies. Spencer, Fridge, Bethany, Eddie, Milo all plunge in, transforming Spencer, Fridge and Bethany into Bravestone, Moss and Shelley respectively, while Eddie becomes Miang and Milo into Cyclone. Eddie and Milon are kidnapped shortly by the Juggins goons. The friends accompany the henchmen of Juggins' Eye stronghold atop of mountain. Bridge and Bethany pretend to be the brothers Kebabik, well known as Jurgen and his mercenaries. Spencer, Martha and Alex attempt to discover a method to reach the relationship, with Spencer confessing he assumed Martha would be better off without him based on her social media photos, while Martha claims her life is far from perfect. Alex tries to release Milo but loses 2 lives due to the bobby traps, but he eventually succeeds. Then Jurgen finds Fridge and Bethany. He asks about their sister who is set to marry him. Martha appears and pretends to be how one of the Jurgen's men warns them that brothers Kebabik are still on the way to meet him, exposing Fridge and Bethany as imposters. Bridge takes a bomb box in his rucksack and plays music for Martha, activating Ruby's dancing fighting religious friend of the goons. Jurgen attempts to flee off his zipline with the jewel, but Spencer pursues him and confronts him inside. Spencer uses the Jumanji berry to weaken the Jurgen as the zipline is short and begins to descend. Spencer tackles Jurgen, sending Wartlaw to his death. Eddie rides on Milo's back, demonstrating the Cyclone's ability to fly, and Spencer tosses Eddie and jewel which he holds up to the sun. The gang exclaims Jumanji and the lane returns to normal. Nigel rejoins the group as they prepare to leave for home. Milo, on the other hand, decides to stay as Cyclone, knowing that he will have more time to live there. Eddie says his goodbye to his pal and everyone returns in reality in Spencer's basement. After returning, Mrs. Gilpin discovers Spencer and Eddie bonding over a video game. Later, Spencer and Eddie visit Nora to meet with Fridge and Martha and Bethany and Spencer. Spencer and Martha seem to have restored their love. Eddie gets down to speak with Nora of Nora Shepherd. Eddie employs a Bravestone smoldering passion that he learned to pursue Nora to let him work beside her as co-manager. Spencer then swears to stay in touch with his buddies, and they promise to be closer than ever. During the credits, Mrs. Gilpin invites a heater repairman into the basement. He notices the Jumanji console and is attracted by it. Before touching it, return to the outside Nora's, where the gang encounters a herd of ostriches roaming through the streets.
Please make sure that you like, follow, and subscribe to our channel. Check out the other videos if you watched this video all the way through. Cheers.